Yeah, that's how.
All right, let's get started. Do you need any attendance related questions answered? Do you know people in here?
Yeah, if we could go around just.
Okay. I'm
Minutes.
Mark Arton, I'm the sheriff.
I'm Greg Hansen, County Administrator.
Rochelle Spindler, Courts.
David Chang, Dallas City Council.
Allison Kelly, Liberty House Children's Advocacy Center.
Throwing up keys with COPD.
Jennifer Lee, Behavioral Health, Division Manager.
Brian Latta, City Manager of Dallas.
Amber McClellan, Polk County Child Welfare.
Hunter Kim, Southwood Administrator.
Eric Felton, Polk County District Attorney.
Noel Carroll, Health Services Director.
Online, looks like we have Chief Haynes, Matt Jarvis, and Lieutenant Getz. Oh, and Tino, Chief Anuelos, also from Independence PD. Awesome. The next thing on the agenda is this approval of minutes for May and then July's special quick meeting that we had.
You want to do them both or are we doing them separately?
Yeah, we can do both at the same. Anybody want to?
Second.
Allison, perfect. Any other questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Both approved, sweet. Mr. Hanson.
Thanks, Sheriff. In your packet is a semi-annual report that's required for JRL money and that. It is the quarterly or the semi-annual report from January 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2025. Included in the report are statistics that occurred inside the jail with our mental health counselors and that. And then the other are dealing more with the goal of the justice reinvestment and addressing outliers in length of stay and prison time, and also dealing with recidivism and over the last 6 months compared to the state. I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can doing this with Jody, so
This is
don't get
just a,
technical.
just a requirement that we
It
provide.
requires a vote of the lip sync to attach the minutes so we can send in a report to the state. Vote to approve.
Second. Awesome. Any other questions before we vote? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Perfect. Let's just go through the department reports. Let's start with the courts. Community corrections isn't here, really. I'm the director's not here.
So we are closely looking at Senate Bill 236, amending the DEMS and fentanyl use and potential impact to the courts and the justice partners. And we should have things pretty clearly outlined as to what we need to do within the next few days.
Cool. Sheriff's Office, we ended our Marine program, our seasonal program that we had, started July 1, or into June 30th. Marion County is taking that over. It's gonna look a little different than it's probably looked before. Less time on the river. So they just cut across the board 30%. And so when you're dealing with a pretty small amount of money to begin with, and it's just hard to keep it going at the same level expectations when they give you less money. So that's the biggest change for us.
Permanent change?
It's permanent. This fiscal year, it's permanent. Whether something happens on the state level that frees up more money or something that would fund those programs. But so anyway, yeah, that is happening. On patrol, we're full staff. Have multiple people in FTEP right now out in the cars, and we had just had our newest get solo status last week or on Friday. So Keo Long is out there doing her job. So That's all I have. Anybody have any questions? Mr. Felton?
So at the internal level, we are as of, well, last week, we are on paper, all our openings are full. I say on paper because we have a hire, that will start August 18th in our attorney position. So that at that point, all of our openings will be full. And so that will be nice. And of course, that's a deputy DA1 slot, so there will be a period of training and transition with that individual. But I know that the folks who have been covering all the slots, the C4, the Deweys, and all that sort of thing, my attorneys are very happy to have that news. But we did have a legal assistant position that was filled about a month or so ago, and that person's been training and filling in that spot very well. So it will be good to have those openings full and be at full staff. We were fortunate in the budget process not to have to do any layoffs or any reductions. We are keeping our eye on the victim advocates. Any of you are aware in the news at the federal level, there have been some cuts to grants, victim grants, the VAWA grants, and other. And there was not a backfill when the legislature ended. So we are looking, hopefully, we've had some positive news about that, but nothing's been confirmed yet. But hopefully we'll not have to take a hit on that long term because that could impact potential staffing. But we're feeling positive about that without having 100% confirmation of those things because our victim advocate staff, which is fully staffed right now, they all do a terrific job. It would obviously impact our ability to work with victims if any of those individuals be impacted by any grant reductions. But we're hoping to get good news about that soon. This week, starting tomorrow, is the annual Oregon District Attorneys Association annual conference. We're going to get updates on the legislation that came through the session, especially the behavioral health package. That was a significant change. We're going to get good training on that so I can talk about how that will be impacted directly day to day in courts because it's no secret behavioral health, mental health cases are a significant portion of what we do and come into contact with on a daily basis. We are in our rapid access docket every week, and we have a deputy assigned to that docket every week. And that's something that rarely is there a case that goes through our courts at all levels that there isn't at least some mental health component involved with, whether it's actually behavioral health component or a controlled substance related issue that we're not working through that docket or through the Oregon State Hospital. So the legislation that went through is going to significantly impact how we do business. So we are looking forward to implementing that and learning more about that at our conference. So that's a significant piece. Overall, our intake during this spring, summer has been higher than it has been over the past year from all the agencies, and intake that's just assigned cases that come to our office. That doesn't mean necessary cases that we file on every single one, but just the cases directly coming through all the agencies. We're up on those numbers overall. Never attributed to any one thing or another, but that's something we have noticed, the uptick overall from all of the agencies. So everyone's working hard. Our actually go to trial numbers have been up as well. And so our office has been very busy. So again, back to my first comment, it will be good to have another full-time lawyer in the office to help pick up the slack, or not the slack, but or the overall numbers that are coming in the court duties as well. So I have, if anybody has any questions.
You said your overall intake number of cases coming to you is up. Is it up a lot, a little, a medium amount?
I significant words noticeable. That's not a real answer to you, Dave.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to get a number from you.
Yeah.
In a sense.
A sense, yeah, a lot. Yeah, this is it's
Enough to feel.
Yeah, enough to feel, and where it's enough where it's noticeable. And it's been that way for some time, but in these past, I'd say this past quarter, it's been significant.
We've been in the mid 140s in the jail, which is high. Where a month and a half ago, we were at 120-ish. So there's been an uptick in the last month or so that we've just can see. So.
And it's interesting, just looking over the past year, even before I could say that just the overall number's been high. Each of the agencies in sort of, and each month, one agency's gone way up, another's come down. And it just hasn't been any particular agency. I've tried to find something to correlate it to. I've never been able to find a correlation to it, whether it was a budget issue, whether it was people coming off of DPSST class. I can't. But the numbers have been steady. And I can't say it's been, I can make sort of anecdotal observations that has to do with, controlled substances, the recriminalization, but I think that would be an unfair comment to make at this stage. It's been a year, and I like to look at a 2-year period before you make a broad brush comment like that. We started slow in just segue into that. We started slow with our deflection process and intentionally had a very constrained application of it. And we've slightly upticked that a little bit by changing our policy on it, going from a strict law enforcement referral policy only. We've added a component of a second look, or if they're not law enforcement referred, the DA's office now, we can go in afterwards and refer people to the deflection process ourselves. So that's seen a higher number come in as well, but we're still lower than some other counties as well, intentionally so. But we also have a lot of people who don't show up when they're referred to court too, which has not surprised us, but we're still a little higher than the numbers we originally envisioned in the program.
Well, that jail number is kind of a barometer, isn't it?
I think we're the bend not break, which is a great phrase at the bar from the Ducks from years on. Thank you, Sheriff.
Mr. Jarvis, defense attorney.
Well, all the public defense providers are on an extension till August. Well, no, I think it's now October 1st, and they have released their proposed contract for the next 2-year period, but they failed to run it by DOJ. So there's some work to be done there. Based on what I'm hearing as to who the providers will be for the new contract period, I don't anticipate us having any problem covering until maybe a year into the new contract, because we may be losing a provider who did a lot of misdemeanor work. And that would mean towards the end of the contract period, we may have some trouble coverage unless we get another provider in there. But other than that, I think everything is moving along. We've been able to respond to all the filings from the DA's office, and I asked, and everybody is very happy with how the jail is treating them. So thank you, Sheriff.
Let's do Health and Human Services.
I have a little bit of information about our aid assist program. So the Rapid Access Docket is a great partnership, and one of the things they've been able to do is provide the forensic evals in our jail, which means we can meet timelines. We don't have to count on the hospital for transportation. We don't have to look for security. So that's been a huge piece of what we're doing. And also the team has been helping the individuals understand what resources are available and which are not. The number of individuals at Oregon State Hospital has decreased for Polk County, which I was happy about, but then I found out that it was influenced by the severe restrictions of the Oregon State Hospital. So I don't know, I'm not in that program, so I don't know how much, but it seems like it's an issue. Civil commitments are way up as well. In crisis, the staff process, we're still staffed 24/7. The staff processes are changing slightly so that we can be in compliance and also just improve our process and our response. We're waiting for the new building to come out, and the rules for crisis stabilization center have not come out from the state yet. And we don't have any active recruitment at this time, but we do have a QMHA who's going to be coming on board.
All right, let's, PD is not here. Mama PD.
Good afternoon. Well, from a staffing perspective, technically on paper, we're full staffed. But we do have 3 of our officers in training, so that'll be a little while before we feel the relief of that. And we've got 2 more retirements at the end of the year, so we're still feeling a little bit of a pinch, even though we're full staffed. For our law enforcement partners, we do have this budget year, we were able to do a couple of LPRs. We haven't had any of those, but now we do have 2, and they're up and running on Highway 99 and then Main Street. So hopefully we get some good data out of that and help us with some investigations. And then lastly, tomorrow is National Night Out, and we partner with Independence PD and Polk County Fire, and that is going to be at Faith Lutheran Church from 6 to 8.
Thank you. Independence PD.
Yeah, our focus continues to be staffing. We have a lateral that just went solo. After our retirement, we have 2 vacancies and 2 applicants in backgrounds for those vacancies. One of our folks is on light duty, probably for another month. We have 1 in the academy, and like Chief Haynes says, we are looking forward to National Night Out tomorrow night. That is it.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah, hi. So National Night Out, I'll join on that bandwagon. We'll be out, running around. Additionally, we've been going and we're working with our 2 hotspots, which is Northeast Salem and downtown. Downtown encompassing Wallace Marine Park, because there's a direct walkway from Wallace Marine Park to downtown. So with that, we've reassigned to Sergeant Trevor Morrison to kind of initiate that program and using cost savings for vacancies to provide overtime shifts to work in those areas and do some proactive policing. So as things come up, I was just talking to Jennifer beforehand. She wants to get out into Wallace with some routines, coordinating with Sergeant Morrison to get out if you've got issues or areas kind of in that probably Edgewater and Wallace corridor that you would like to see some proactive policing. Then he's the guy for that, and we'll be working on that as we move forward and develop that plan. So it's really kind of what we're focusing on at the moment, is how that's going to look moving forward.
OSP.
Yeah, so for starters, this actually the chief reminded me of this. We're finally completely upfitted with Axon for this area right now. They're still working on other places, and all our cars also have the license plate readers in them. We are kind of reshaping our area commands right now, or it's coming up in September. So the Salem area command, which I've just been covering, I'll be leaving in September and somewhat going back to the area where I came from. But our McMinnville office will no longer be an area command. It will be a work site for Salem, and they intend to fully staff that, which is a few more people than we have now. And we have a large class in the fall coming also, which will probably give us some more in Salem. So with McMinnville being part of the Salem area command, the county there should have a little bit better coverage on both ends. I will be heading up to our new North Plains area command in September. Lieutenant Jace Hall, who is a lieutenant in our Office of Professional Standards, will be taking over in Salem. And he was a supervisor in Portland and McMinnville. So he's pretty up to speed on everything as it is. He'll probably be attending the next meetings. That's about all I have.
Can you shoot me that email for your replacement,
Yeah,
just so we can get him added to the list?
yes.
Awesome. I do also with traffic out on Highway 22, you guys have been helpful. Or I know I've had a lot of comments from folks about speeds, lowering speeds and the visibility. So between us and you, I appreciate you guys' effort out there doing that kind of thing in the mornings and high commute time. So. City government, Mr. Letta.
So all good with city governance as far as I know. I represent Dallas, of course, so I can't talk about Independence or Falls City. But I will say something about Falls City. They have been shopping around for municipal court services. We used to provide that for them several years ago. They then jumped over to Independence for a while. They've been without municipal court for a while, so they're looking at starting that back up. And so we're gonna put in a proposal for that. So hopefully they'll start having that service again, which I think will be good for their community. Locally in Dallas, I just got off from some interviews this morning for our replacement for a lieutenant position. So that was good. We interviewed some great candidates. Have another interview later this week and hopefully have someone selected within the next few weeks for that. So that'll be good. National Night Out, like I said, is tomorrow night. We'll be participating. We have several events around the community, so we'll be involved with that as well. I don't know if Councilor Shane has anything to add.
Not to that,
Nope, perfect.
OA is not here. DHS.
I don't think I have many updates. We are gonna have some things at the Polk County Fair for resource parent recruitment. So that's an area that we are always needing more of, especially for teens and kids with high behaviors. So yeah, everything's going pretty smooth.
Melissa.
Greenhouse, we are down some staff members and down some funding. That federal VOCA funding that you mentioned we got hit with a 42% cut from the legislature not acting on House Bill 3196. That meant that didn't get addressed. That may get addressed in the fall. We're not sure. There may or may not be funding available. We're not sure. So we're sort of in that same boat. I also got an email from the CDSSD director yesterday morning, and she convened an impromptu 3 o'clock phone call because they received their formula application from the state to apply from the federal USDOJ. And there were some things that she wanted to talk to us all about. So we'll see. So for us, we got $500,000 biennium, and that paid for a medical provider, and that got cut by 42%. So those cuts could get worse. So anyway, we're rallying. You know, we have a luncheon coming up on September 18th. I want to tell you about my fundraisers. So if you're not a sustaining donor, and you know, you guys know the drill. We appreciate you. I think that's really the most important message. We appreciate our partnership with Salem and with Polk County Sheriff's, Polk County DA's office. We're really grateful for all of you, and we golly just want to be a good resource for the community.
Awesome.
I'll think good thoughts for you because I want you to be a good resource too.
Good. Well, come to our luncheon. Bring the whole table.
18th, you said?
September 18th.
You are a good resource. It's not like you're not going, it's not like you're hoping to be, you are.
Yeah, and for those of us
Agreed.
driving Highway 22, thank you for the patrols. That increases the safety of it.
Anybody have anything else before we go? All right. November 3rd is the next meeting. Virtually.